Hi, it's Kerr9000 and welcome back to my channel. And this is another sort of nostalgic, geeky video. I've mentioned before when talking about video games that I also have a little bit of a comic collection. I'm not a huge comic collector and I'm not going to show you anywhere near what I've got. I've shown a few Beanos before and stuff. But just here are some bits and pieces. I've got these little dandy books. There's a little pile there. I remember having these on a lot of summer holidays, so they're pretty cool. And that's what a lot of collecting's about for me. It's getting stuff that I either had as a kid or really wish I had. We've got 2 issues of the New Mutants here, which mid-90s, I think. And a couple of DC's Action Comics weeklies here. And judging from the fact that they're 60p, they're pretty old. I've got some of them in plastic like this, as I just didn't want them getting rougher. Something some of the people that like my video game stuff will note: Sonic the Comic. I've probably got a good 8 issues of this. I remember reading a lot of it when I was young, so it's major nostalgia for me. I have never paid much for these, because basically comics is like a little sideline for me. It's not my biggest collection of stuff. I've got a Marvel Team Up Annual here with Spider-Man, Moon Knight, Iron Fist, Power Man and Daredevil. Somewhere I've got a huge briefcase that's full of like 1980s Transformer comics, but wasn't sure quite where that was. I've got a bunch of old comics here. Future Tense Valor with the X-Men. Spock from Star Trek captured in another Future Tense Valor. Seeing as these are 14p, I'm going to go for, they are pretty darn old. (1981), the year I was born. But these are all those Future Tense Valors. Whole shocking bunch of them. And at the back there's a 40p one, which is obviously a fair bit newer. Oh no, it's not, it's November 81. I wonder why it suddenly had a colour front and a more glossy finish. Maybe the magazine had a bit of a relaunch, or that was a special issue, who knows. But I guess I wanted to show these comics because I've seen a lot of people talk about video games lately, and it's like, if you don't have the biggest collection in the world with all of the rarest stuff possible in pristine condition, you're not a collector and what you have isn't valid. And I really wanted to cry bullshit on all that. I don't care if you've got 1,000 games or 10 games. If you collect them, you enjoy playing them, you're a retro collector and you are entitled to be part of the community and entitled to be treated fairly. And it's got nothing to do with what you have. It's the passion you've got for it. Sometimes it's some of the less worth stuff that just has a connection to you, which is the sort of gold of your collection in your own opinion. Now I'm going to show you something now which I don't think is worth a hell of a lot of money because they're reprints, but they are like one of the things out of my comic book collection that I would save if the house was on fire. And they are a copy of Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror. I think these were reprinted like early 2000 or something, and the thing for me is I've always been a massive Tales from the Crypt fan. Absolutely loved the show. I've loved whenever I can look at old comics of it, and I've always wanted to own a comic. And it was my missus that made this possible by grabbing these for me for my birthday, and they mean far more to me than most of the old stuff I've got, because there's sentimental value behind them, because, you know, it's one of those things, it really shows that she knows what I'm into and what I like and cares about it. And like I said, Tales from the Crypt has a very special place in my heart, so I've got plenty of other stuff, I'm just not quite sure where it is, because I'm a disorganised chap. I've got some mid-1970s Dracula Lives comics, some Planet of the Apes comics, some Star Trek comics, some Star Wars comics. I got a lot of those like British reprinty Spider-Man and X-Men comics as well. And I've got some of those like modern graphical novel where they've pushed a whole story arc into one book. And to me, they are all completely valid forms of comic book, graphical novel, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to go on that. But yeah, if you're into something and you've got passion for it, then good for you. Go for it. Collect or use or however you want. Okay, that's Kerr9000 signing off, saying take care of yourself and each other. Laters, taters. Cheers. Hi, it's Kerr9000, the Chrome-Faced Man. I'd just like to say thank you for making it to the end of my video. I've got lots of stuff on my channel. My Horror House doing horror reviews, Games Room doing games, Sci-Fi Station. It's absolutely chock-a-block full. I can also be found on the Retro Gamer U forum, which is full of great people, great laugh. At the end of this video there's going to be some little icons to tick if you want to subscribe, a link to one video, a link to a playlist. I'd also like to recommend the wonderful, talented Just Jessica, who does cosy games like Dreamlight Valley and is my supportive partner. Thank you ever so much once again for watching my video, and particularly if you follow me, thank you for all your support and have a great rest of your day.